Welcome, this is the RPA Champion, and in today's video we are going to be looking into triggers. Triggers are a great functionality of Power Automate, and they allow you to create or to start your automations in different ways. So there is mainly three kinds of triggers in Power Automate. You have an automatic trigger, an automated trigger, a click trigger or an event-based trigger, and a scheduled trigger. Now, it might not seem like there's a big difference between maybe the initial two. Let's get into the detail and understand exactly the difference. So an automated cloud flow or a flow in Power Automate that is triggered by an event could be something like for example, receiving an email, or posting a tweet, or when a new line is inserted inside of an Excel, or when a specific condition is met. So, for example, we've selected Twitter. When a new tweet is posted on Twitter, so we don't control the trigger to this. So this kind of flows are automated when something external happens, something that you do not control. So, for example, when a new tweet is detected on Twitter to be posted about RPA, hashtag RPA, then trigger our process and do all of the different steps. Insert a row, send an email, and do what needs to be done. So this is the first kind of automation, and this is autonomous automation. This is a flow that you can leave and you don't have to interact with it. It will complete itself when different conditions are met that make it start. Now that we understand the first case, let's see the other cases of flows. So we also have a triggered manually. So what is a triggered manually event? So this is, for example, when you click a button or when you send a request, but you have to manually activate your flow to work. So, for example, in this case, let's click a button. So in this case, when we click a button, or maybe when we insert some input like input field or text field or some other input fields, we collect this information and we click a button and we trigger our automation. Our automation could collect information from a form, collect all of the information from the user, and then activate and trigger a flow. For example, collect all the information from the user and insert then the information inside a Excel sheet or Google sheet and then send an email to the target user. So this is a kind of flow that is activated by you or by whoever is doing the action in that moment. It's activated via a click or an action that is performed. And the last type of flows that you can create is a scheduled flow. Now this is pretty self-explanatory, and this is basically when you schedule a flow for a specific date and time, it will be executed exactly on that time. You can also repeat the frequency of execution, meaning that the flow could start at a specific date at a specific time and be repeated continuously with whatever cadence you would want. So this is a scheduled flow. So just to see an example of this, and this is your resource. So this is your interval and this is the frequency. Previously we set up when the initial date of when this process is going to start. So this process is going to repeat our steps as many times as we want with whatever cadence or frequency that we want. So these are the three types of flows that you can create for your automations. You can also create a desktop flow or a business process flow. A desktop flow is when you install Power Automate on your computer and you automate applications on your desktop. And a business process flow is when you create a stepped process with approval logic. But all of these can only be triggered in three different ways, meaning automatically triggered, triggered manually, or scheduled. I hope this video was informative. I really hope that you guys learn the differences between the different kinds of triggers in Power Automate, and that you go and start creating and triggering your flows. If you like this video, if you like my content, don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and have a great day. See you in the next video.